Welcome back. Getting ready for Game 3 here on field number 1. I'm Michael Nauf, back once again. You've been tuning in. We just heard Florida and South Carolina playing Game 1. South Carolina won that one 11-6. And just recently, Arkansas beat the host city Lumberton 15-3 in Game 2. As I said, we're getting ready for Game 3. South Carolina back in action here. They are playing Game 2 today. They are facing Texas, who is now playing their opening game of the tournament. What's at stake in this game? We finally have some playoff vantage point of what's going to happen here. South Carolina wins. They will move on to the winner's bracket and play for a championship. Texas looking to start off their tournament right with a win themselves and force a tie in wins with South Carolina. Florida is the other team in this pool. They lost to South Carolina earlier, as I mentioned before. Getting ready to start here shortly. Players getting injuries on the field. Infield, outfield has been taken. We're going to go through the starting lineups here real quick. South Carolina is the visiting team in today's contest. Their lineup will include Kendall Wright, Will Green, Braden Dunlap, Ethan Polyak, Cooper Chavez, Carson Lloyd, Brody Johnson, Landon Jolly, Layden Haggard, Alan Moore, James Willis, and Gage Boyer. And if folks, if I mispronounce anyone's name, please feel free to correct me. Text me the pronunciation. I want to make sure I get everybody's name right and don't want to mess that up for you all to hear. And for Texas, in their opening game, they're going to be led by Ryan DeGott, Roberto Mendez, Ace Haran, Jose Dickerson, Adriel Distado, Kane DeGott, Colton Fountain, Caleb Terrazas, Kane Powers, Marcus Johnson, Sawyer Stevens, Drew Larson, and Caleb Smith. And again, if I mispronounce anyone's name, feel free to correct me. I want to make sure I get those right. We're about to do the invocation and national anthem right after our officiating crew is introduced. Again, we have a camera up here for y'all so you can watch the game. Just a little webcam mounted up to the fence. And we're about to begin the invocation.
Invocation today will be done by Mr. Bruce Hollis. Let's pray. Most great God and Father, Lord, we thank you for this beautiful day you've given us to play baseball today, Lord. We thank you for all these young men who are playing baseball. Keep them safe. Be with our coaches. Be with our umpires and our fans. Help us to do things that will always be pleasing to you. And we will be mindful of those who are less fortunate of us. Lord, pray.
National anthem finished. Baseball about to start. And again, folks, feel free to text me some shout-outs for today's game. My number is on top of the scoreboard if you cannot see it. It is 540-325-0358. Just go ahead and text me who you want to shout out, who it's coming from, and where you're texting from. We'd love to announce you on the air. Go ahead and text me. I'll read them out loud and make sure I get to everyone if I can. Just be sure to do it before the game ends so I make sure I get to you. Again, this is Game 2 for South Carolina. Game 1 for Texas. South Carolina wins. They are guaranteed a spot in the winner's bracket. Texas, their path still unclear. The result today will shape their path. After this game, there's one more game in Pool 1. That would be Texas playing Florida later today. But right now, South Carolina is the team at hand for them. We're getting ready to start up here on this very hot day. Chance of thunderstorms in mid-afternoon. Hopefully they stay at bay until we are finished here. And we don't have any more delays. Had a couple earlier. Had some field maintenance issues a little bit earlier, trying to get the field painted. Started off a very opening game, a little bit of a delay. Those have been worked out. We seem to be getting back somewhat on schedule. Either way, we're playing baseball here in Lumberton, North Carolina. The Summer of Dixie is underway. Between now and mid-August, JockJive will be streaming all of this tournament, plus the Final Four for the Junior Dixie Boys Pre-Majors, and Majors World Series, the AAA, Ozone, and Major World Series in Lumberton, and so much more. Catch it all right here on JockJive.com. And be sure to follow JockJive on Twitter and Facebook. On Twitter, we're at JockJive, and on Facebook, simply put JockJive Sports in the search engine. We give you score schedules, game highlights, event updates, and more. Twitter and Facebook, a great way to keep up with JockJive Sports. Shout out to the hospitality crew here, keeping me and my fellow play-by-play guys hydrated and fed with snacks and stuff is much needed on this hot summer day in July. The sun boiling overhead, the humidity at absurd levels. But we love it. We do it for the sport. Just make sure I keep the Gatorade going. And we're ready to start. Kendall Wright lead things off for South Carolina, as he did in Game 1. And he takes the first pitch over the center fielder's head. That bounces off the fence. That'll be a double. Sliding into second is Wright, getting his white pants dirty. And that's the way you start a ball game for South Carolina. Great piece of hitting there by Kendall Wright. He had a nice first game as well, carrying that success over to this one. And that gets his team excited over on the third base side dugout. And that pitch a little bit inside to Will Green. Will Green, this young man's got some speed on him. He was zooming around the base pass in Game 1 against Florida in his blue Under Armour cleats. And he takes this one for a ride high to the right side, where it is caught by the first baseman, Marcus Johnson, for out number 1. And that will bring to the plate Braden Dunlap. And Dunlap laces one into shallow center field that drops for a base hit. That will put runners on the corners. And South Carolina off to a nice start. We're already getting the shout-outs flooding in. And we're going to go with the first one here is Ethan Polyak comes in. Thank you, everyone. Awesome job, everyone at JockJive. We really appreciate it. Want to send a special shout-out to Caleb Terrazes, make sure I'm pronouncing that right. And his Mimi and Pawpaw. Mom and Dad love you. As Polyak grounds out to short, but a run scores. Wright touches home plate to put South Carolina on top. And Dunlap thrown out at second. We're out number 2. Polyak safe at first. And the ball was still in play. Poyak goes to third. And the batter, Cooper Chavez, gets a base hit. Runners on the corners now. Carson Lloyd takes his hacks. The Texas faithful is being represented in my phone right now. Hudson Diamond Sports is very proud of our 8U and 12U teams, both representing Texas at the Dixie World Series in Lumberton, North Carolina. Thank you, Hudson Diamond Sports, for that shout out. As Lloyd puts a barrel on a ball, grounds one to short, where it is fielded cleanly by number 4, Jose Dickerson, to end the inning. South Carolina held to only 1 run. And we will go to the bottom of the frame, with South Carolina leading 1-0, with Texas due up. We have another one. Go Texas, we are proud. Go Caleb Smith. Not sure who it's from, but thank you. We got another one. Let's go, buddy. Number 27. We love you. Love Allie, Adrian, Lexi, and Aiden. So Texas, you definitely have shown out the best so far with these shout-outs. So far, you've got 4 in a matter of about 10 or 15 minutes. Y'all are doing a great job. And Texas will be taking their turn at the plate, with Roberto Mendez leading things off, Ace Haran, and Jose Dickerson. The 3 due up for the boys from the Lone Star State. The first pitch is blooped just over the pitcher's head to the second baseman. And Mendez beats out the throw. I believe that's Kendall Wright over there at second, not able to make the play in time. And that'll be a base runner for Texas. To begin things here is Haran. Then puts a base hit inside the right field line. He stays at first. Mendez races to third. And there are now runners on the corners for Texas, with no outs. A bit of a rundown, but everyone ends up back at the same bags. Jace Dickerson at the plate. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Got runners in scoring position early here. And Texas and South Carolina, large crowds were both represented well here in Lumberton, supporting their kids, family, however they have a relation to the young boys playing today here. It's a great opportunity for them to be able to travel up and play in this Dixie Youth Baseball World Series. As Dickerson takes that pitch inside and decides not to swing at it. And then he pops one up into shallow left center field, where a sliding catch is made out there by the left center fielder, number 3. We're going to get that name. That was some play by Landon Jolly. What a play out there by him. Sliding in, makes a basket catch with his left hand, his glove hand. And that makes the first out. We see some great defensive plays out here by the South Carolina team. Notably, we just saw that from Jolly. And then Polyak over there first made some sensational plays against Florida earlier as DiSodato lines one into right field. Matt will score a run, I believe, for Texas. As Huron goes to third. With one out here. And Kane Dugat now up. He grounds one through the 5-6 hole, but it's stopped by the shortstop. And that allows Huron to score, and it's 2-1 Texas. After that infield hit from Dugat. And Fountain laces one right to the second baseman, Wright, who tries to get over to second quick to get Discato, but not in time. And there are runners on first and second as Discato as that second. Dugat over at first. Fountain is out after that pop fly. 2-1 Texas, 2 outs. And Caleb Terrazas due up at the plate. He grounds one softly up the left field line, but foul. Where Chavez over at third picks it up. A lot of action so far here. Quick moving. Texas is really busting through their lineup. As Terrazas fouls one into the backstop there. Hopefully he's not going to dislodge my camera. It happened earlier. Fortunate I had someone fix that for me. And Terrazas swings and misses, and he strikes out to end the inning, but not before Texas plates 2 runs and takes the lead from South Carolina. We're going to go to the top of the second inning. Looks like we're in for a good one here, folks. A lot of talent on both teams. Liking what I'm seeing so far. We're in for a good one, so don't change your radio dial or exit the stream. It's going to be a battle, folks. When you want to download any game in this week's tournament, they're only $5 each. Just email info@jockjive.com. That is info@jockjive.com. Tell us what games you want. We'll send an electronic invoice that allows you to pay by debit or credit card, and the games will be on their way to you. That's info@jockjive.com for a keepsake you'll want to have for a lifetime. I'm back to the shout-outs here. I can see them coming in. Plenty of them. Texas, wow, you are representing. Go Texas. Let's go, Drew. Love Colin, Drake, and Aspen. Thank you all. And that's one of many that I have right now. Watching from Hudson, let's go Texas. Zach Peden. Thank you. Plenty more. I'm going to try to get to everyone here as we are back to action with Brody Johnson at the plate for South Carolina. This one's Drew Larson. Nana and Lynn is watching and cheering you all on. Go Hudson. Plenty of support for the Texans as Johnson pops one up to shallow right field where it is caught. Good play out there by Adriel Distato to make the first out of the inning. And that will bring to the plate Leighton Hagood. Go Texas. Go Kane Dugat. So proud of you. Pawpaw, Phillip, and Grammy. Texas again. You're blowing up my phone. I'm finally getting text messages. This is great. Way to go, Pollywack. Easy E. This was a South Carolina fan. I had you guys last game. And a diving effort out there by the left center fielder for Texas. He can't quite make the catch on Hagood's bloop fly ball to left center field. Moved a bounce up in his face there. He seems to be okay. But that's a base hit. Excuse me, that is Landon Jolly with that base hit. And way to go, Lando. Great catch, baby. Number 3, another South Carolina supporter. Getting in their shout out. You guys are heavy. And thank you to the Terrazas family for making sure that I get that pronunciation correct. As Hagood laces a line drive at the shortstop. That would be Jace Dickerson making the diving catch to steal an out and keep the runner at first. He robs Hagood of a base hit. And then I'll bring up Alan Moore. Moore laces one up to the third baseman. He bobbles it, unable to make a throw though, but keeps it in the infield. The Colin Fountain over there, able to corral it and make sure that ball does not escape the dirt of the infield and hold runners at first and second for James Willis. Now at the plate. And you watch the first pitch go into the dirt. All right-handed number 8 in the blue unis that South Carolina is sporting this weekend. And again, in the dirt. Lets that one go. You can tell when anything comes into the backstop. You can see that camera rattle a little bit. Really hoping it stays on. It's held up by a bungee cord right now. It would be a shame if it did fall. I really don't want it to break. It's not mine. And Willis laces a single, a well-hit ball into center field. This is going to be a close play at the plate, it looks like. I say that, and the runner, Jolly, holds as the throw went into second. Where Moore slides in safely. Willis at first, bases loaded now. For South Carolina with 2 outs. And Gage Boyer at the plate, the lefty, looking to drive in some runs and tie this ball game up or even take the lead for his squad. Double ones, number 11, Boyer. That's the number I wore when I played baseball. I like this kid. And he dribbles one up the first baseline. That's a swinging bunt, and everyone's safe. That ties the ball game as Jolly comes home. And that worked out well for South Carolina. A little dinker up the first baseline, slowly trickled and got caught in the grass a little bit. Boyer smartly able to avoid it and not step on it. And it's a tie ball game. And I'll flip the lineup back to Kendall Wright. And he rips one to the shortstop. Great play over there by Dickerson, who makes the throw over. Not in time, but a great diving stop. That definitely kept some more runs for scoring. But nonetheless, South Carolina able to push another run across. That would be Moore, who touched the plate. Bases are still loaded. And it's 3-2 in favor of the boys from the Palmetto State. Will Green, number 1, due up. And a bit of a jewelry issue there as Dickerson, the shortstop, had a necklace on. Necklaces and jewelry aren't allowed to be worn. It's a player safety issue. Don't want to get a hand or something caught in a necklace or bracelet or anything like that and break someone's finger. I've seen that happen. It's not pretty. Will Green takes the first pitch. Watches it go by. Plenty of shout-outs now. Woohoo, go get Gage Boyer, number 11, Midland, South Carolina. Kathy and Natalie as Green grounds out to first to end the inning, but not before. South Carolina retakes the lead. It is 3-2. Going to the bottom of the second. And we'll get back to those shout-outs here. Way to go, Jay. Shout out to Caleb Smith from his dad on the rig. Daddy loves you and is so proud of you. Caleb Smith, I believe that's number 3 for you today. You're catching Bradley Ferguson. He has 6. That's the record. Let's see if you can beat it. We got more. First time on JockJive. It's great. Good luck to Jace Dickerson. We love you from Papa and Gigi. That's 2 for Jace. Plenty of shout-outs for these Texas boys. Number 5 last name. All right, thank you for the correction on Haygood. Thank you from the folks from South Carolina. I want to make sure I get everyone's name pronounced. So it is Leighton Haygood. We're going to fix the camera here real quick for y'all. A little crooked. One sec. All right, camera should be good to go for y'all as Kane Powers at the plate. Grounds one to right at second, and he's thrown out at the bag. Good play over there by the South Carolina second baseman. And that will bring up Marcus Johnson. And he fouls one up and over. And back into foul territory. Slight breeze coming in right now. This feels pretty nice. It's been pretty stagnant all day. It's cooling us off a little bit here. It's sweltering as Johnson powers one to left field, where it is caught by the left fielder, but dropped after he had a slight collision with a teammate out there. So that will go down as an error, I believe. But either way, Johnson reaches, puts a man on first for Texas. And it will be Sawyer Stevens at the plate. He fouls one up to the right side on his first pitch of the at-bat. Way to go, Kane DeGott, number 13. Momo, proud of you. Go Texas. Texas, like I said, y'all blowing my phone up. So many text messages from shout-outs. This is great. I love the support. Good luck, number 17, Drew Larson. Love Uncle Jay, Aunt Maria, Lexi, and Legend. As Stevens flies out to left field for out number 2. Johnson holds at first. Go Kane DeGott. Amber and Tony love you. More Texans representing. Go Caleb Terrazes. Your big sissy Jennifer, baby brother Kyle, love you. Caleb, I believe that's number 2 or 3 for you. As we're back to Drew Larson, who pops out to the left side to end the inning. Quick work there for the South Carolina defense as they keep the Texans at bay. And we will head to the top of the third inning. Go Buddy, number 27, Roberto Mendez. Love Tio, Tia, Veronica, and Louise from Hudson, Texas. Great job, South Carolina. Kendall, number 7. Love Aunt Dana. So many shout-outs. I'm loving it. Just keep sending them my way. I'll read them out on the air. We got another shout out. Go Drew, we love you, monkey. Love Eric, Melanie, Jansen, and Carter. Don't forget to subscribe to the JockJive YouTube channel. We stream all Dixie Youth baseball, most youth sports, and high school football in the fall to our YouTube channel, and you'll want to know first what games are coming your way. And we're back to action here in the third inning. South Carolina at the plate with Braden Dunlap getting his second at-bat of the game. He is 1 for 1 today. He singled in the first inning. And helps start a little bit of a rally for South Carolina. And he drops a base hit into center field to begin the inning. And he is now 2 for 2. Ethan Payock now at the plate, number 9, having himself a very nice first 2 games, both at the plate and at first, as he rips a single up the left field line past the outstretched glove of the Texas third baseman. But a good job of the left fielder to keep that close and prevent runners from advancing any further than what they did. So Payock goes to first, Dunlap at second, no outs for South Carolina, with Cooper Chavis now at the plate. That pitch in the dirt to him, takes it. And the crowd's getting into it here with Chavis at the plate as he laces one right at the second baseman. It's fielded cleanly. Runner tagged. That would be Payock, who is out, trying to go to second. And that will put runners on the corners for South Carolina. Ball still in play. And initially, it looked like he was out, Payock going to second, but he's still at the bag. And they're going to talk about whether he was safe or not over there. It appeared he was tagged, but it was hard to see from this angle. And the Texas skipper is going to have a word with the officiating crew to go over this. So if he is safe, bases will be loaded with no outs, but if not, runners will be on the corners with 1 out. And no matter what, Carson Lloyd will take his turn in the batter's box when we resume play. Our officiating crew discussing things over. We're awaiting their decision. And he is safe. Bases are loaded. And Payock can't believe it over there. Hands on his head. I think he thought he was out. But he's not going to complain about that. Bases are loaded, no outs. Carson Lloyd at plate. South Carolina looking to blow this game open. Already leading 3-2 here in the top of the third as he watches that pitch go in the dirt. And he watches that pitch go inside again. Flails back from the plate. And we will do it over again. And Lloyd pops one to shallow center field, where it drops in front of the center fielder. A run will score. That'll be Dunlap. Payock goes back to third. He's safe there. And we have 1 out now, as Chavez was thrown out at second. And Lloyd is safe at first. So a run scores. It's 4-2 South Carolina. 1 out now. And it will be Brody Johnson at the plate. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit here as Johnson hits a ground ball to the third baseman, but can't make the throw over to second in time to get Lloyd, as Polyak scores from third, making it 5-2. Runners are now on first and second after Johnson reaches on that fielder's choice. So it is now 5-2. South Carolina leads with 1 out here in top of the third inning. Landon Jolly at the plate. He singled and scored a run back in the second, and this ball trickled back to the backstop. A win for South Carolina would clinch a spot in the winner's bracket for them. That will begin tomorrow afternoon. As Jolly rips one over the second baseman's head into right field for a base hit. Third base coach sending, I believe that's Lloyd, home. That is, he slides in safely. It's 6-2 now. South Carolina, the bats are on fire here in the top of the third inning. They've scored 3 runs already. As Brody Johnson goes to second. Landon Jolly's at first. After his base hit, he is now 2 for 2 today. And Leighton Haygood now at the plate, number 5. And he grounds a ball just past the outstretched glove of Dickerson at short. And third base coach sending his runner around, and he will score. That will be Johnson being aggressive on the base pass, and it's 7-2. Runners still at first and second for South Carolina. And they're really feeling it now. A swing and a miss there from Alan Moore, who's at the plate now. That ball goes in the dirt. Rattles our camera a little bit. And this is game 3 today here on this field. There will be at least 6 total games played. We may have 8. It depends on how the standings go in pool play. As Moore rips one back to the pitcher, who makes a strong throw over to first, but not in time. Moore is safe. Everybody's safe. Bases are loaded for South Carolina. And James Willis is now taking his turn in the batter's box for the second time today. Willis awaiting the pitch in the dirt. There's another shout out. Kendall Wright, number 7. Way to go. Keep pounding. We love you, from Aunt Toya. Kendall Wright, second baseman for South Carolina, having himself a good tournament. Thank you, Aunt Toya, for that shout out for him. And a base hit there from Willis goes into left field past the outstretched glove of Dickerson at short. That'll score 2 runs for South Carolina as Jolly and Moore race home. And it is now 9-2 in favor of the boys from West Columbia. And there are now runners on first and second for South Carolina. We got another shout out. Way to go, Carson. Parker and Grandma are watching at home. I believe that'd be Carson Lloyd. This is your family shouting you out from South Carolina. Engage Boyer. His base hit. The throw is errant. A run will not score, I believe. And they'll bring Kendall Wright back to the plate with bases. Runners on first and second at the moment. And thank you for the corrections of some of these South Carolina last names. Paleoc for Ethan Paleoc, and then Chavis for Cooper Chavis. Thank you for that. We got another shout out. Go Gage, go. Number 11, Midland, South Carolina. That's number 2 for you, Gage. 2 shout outs so far today. And another shout out for Caleb Smith from his twin brother and sister watching from home. Go Hudson. Thank you all for that. Is 9-2 South Carolina. 2 outs now. As Wright hits a deep ball to right center field. That'll score Willis. That'll score Boyer. And it's now 11-2 after Wright doubles to right center field with 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. And the run limit is in effect. You can only score 7 runs in an inning. So that'll end this frame for South Carolina. And it's 11-2 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. So Texas will get a chance to claw back. And coming this fall to JockJive.com, SWAC football, soccer and volleyball, Tuskegee football, ACCC Game of the Week, Great American Rivalries, HBCU football, Navarre and Baker High School football, Georgia Military College football, Gulf South Conference soccer, and more. Check us out often. We are JockJive Sports. And also make sure you go follow us on Twitter and Facebook, JockJive on Twitter and Facebook. On Twitter, we're at JockJive, and on Facebook, simply put JockJive Sports in the search engine. We give you scores, schedules, game highlights, event updates, and more. Twitter and Facebook, a great way to keep up with JockJive Sports. And once again, for those just tuning in, I'm Michael Nauf. I will be here all weekend long for this tournament, calling the Dixie Youth Baseball World Series here in Lumberton, North Carolina. I'll be doing the coach pitch all weekend. As Texas now at the plate, Caleb Smith grounds out to first for out number 1. And that'll flip the lineup to Roberto Mendez. Mendez had a base hit in his first at-bat, and this time he flies out to left center field for out number 2. Not sure who that is out there. Number 3, that would be Jolly. Landon Jolly with another nice catch out there. He's pretty solid out there in the outfield. Made a nice diving catch earlier. And then just like that, Haran lines out to right at second for a 1-2-3 inning. About as quick as you can get for Texas. And South Carolina is in business. We go to the top of the 4th as they lead 11-2 here in Game 3 of this tournament. We got more shout-outs coming our way. Caleb Smith, Mimi, and Pawpaw. Rep, love you. We are watching the game. Caleb Smith, I believe that's like number 4 for him. He's catching Ferguson. If he can get 2 more, he'd tie the lead. See if we can make that happen. Let's go, Kendall. Clemson Tiger Nation pulling for Team South Carolina. It's pretty good backing there. Tigers have a very good baseball program over there in Clemson. Let's see what else we got here. Go Texas. We're watching from home, cheering you on all the way. Love you, Caleb Terrazes. Love Tia Gabby. Terrazes, you're having quite a bit. I believe that's number 3 for you as well. Come on, Texas. Get them bats a swing. And this is from Kane Dugat. His mamo. And then another one, we got Sawyer Stevens, another Texan. And Marcus Johnson as well from Jeremiah J. Pleasant. Hudson is proud. As South Carolina back at the plate, Will Green taking his turn. And he grounds a ball to short where Dickerson makes a play, but not in time. To Speedy Green beats the throw. And that puts South Carolina back in business, picking up where they left off in the 3rd. And they'll be looking to end this game here. If they score 1 more run and Texas fails to do so in the bottom of this inning, the game would end on a mercy rule. Braden Dunlap back up for his 3rd at-bat of the game. Watched that pitch go by, didn't like it. Dunlap 2 for 2 today with a run scored. He awaits the pitch from his coach, and he grounds the ball to second. That rolls under the glove of the second baseman, Mendez. And all runners are safe. Green at second, Dunlap at first. And then I'll bring up Ethan Paleoc. He watched that first pitch go by. Didn't like what he saw there. A lot of chatter coming from my left side. The South Carolina players on the bench cheering on their team as Paleoc rips a base hit into left field. That will load the bases for Cooper Chavis. Paleoc is now 2 for 3 on the day, after reaching on a fielder's choice and singling in the 3rd. Like I said, 2 more runs would, excuse me, 1 more run would make it a mercy rule situation if Texas failed to score in the 4th. And Chavis fouls one off that went back into the chest of the Texas catcher, Stevens. Sawyer Stevens. Looks like he's hit him in the hand. He's in some pain there. He went down clutching his hand. Let's hope he's okay. The South Carolina coach pitching immediately ran over to him, and now his coach is out helping. It looks like he got him in the pinkies, moving his hand around, trying to work it out. So he's right in front of our camera. You can kind of see what's going on. He looks like he's going to be okay. Tough kid playing that out. And kudos there from the South Carolina coach, making sure that he's all right, immediately rushing out there. And Stevens looks good to go. Gave him a couple warm-up pitches. Catching okay. His hand looks okay. Throwing the ball well. Glad nothing happened to that young man. He's able to continue, and he's not injured at all. So Chavis will return to the batter's box. Bases loaded for South Carolina. No outs here. As he fouls one off to the right side. Chavis once again takes a pitch. I'd call this a log at bat. for this kind of play. And Chavis rips one into left field. Good piece of hitting there. That'll score a run. It's now 12-2, South Carolina. With no outs. Base is still loaded. Good piece of hitting there from Chavis. That's his second hit of the day. He's having himself a nice afternoon. And South Carolina's in the driver's seat. That'll bring up Carson Lloyd. Lloyd is 1 for 2 today. And following this game, Arkansas will take on Louisiana as part of Pool 3 play. As Lloyd grounds out to third. Or excuse me, he hits a base hit into left field. That will score a run. Bases are still loaded. As Dunlap touched home, but it appears Paleoc slid kind of awkwardly into third. In a little bit of pain, but he's standing up. He's okay, it seems like. And it's still 13-2. With Johnson due up, and he puts one into center field. That's caught by the center fielder. Runner's in a tag. He will score. Paleoc makes it 13-2. There's one out now. Chavis goes to third. And Johnson to second. Lloyd is at second. Johnson just flew out to center field. And Landon Jolly now at the plate. And he puts the ball to the shallow part of the infield where it's caught by the third baseman, Colin Fountain, for out number 2. It's 14-2 in favor of South Carolina. Just make sure I update the score there. That'll bring up Leighton Haygood. Like I said, a win for South Carolina would put them into the winner's bracket. They've played very well against Florida, had to come back. They were down 6-2 in their opening game, but clawed back and ended up winning that game 11-6. And now they've blown up Texas. But an awesome play almost there from Jace Dickerson, who was falling back. The ball just kind of fell out of his glove there, and it dropped in left field. And that allows Lloyd to come home and score, along with Chavis. So 2-run score on that play. And it's 16-2. South Carolina leads. That will bring up Alan Moore as we're approaching 1:30 in the afternoon here, Eastern time. Hot and humid here in Lumberton, North Carolina. Little slight breeze that is blowing. Feels good when it does blow. And Moore puts one into center field where it is caught by the Texas outfielder to end the inning. And we will go to the bottom of the 4th. Texas fails to score 5 runs. This game will be over due to mercy rule. And it seems we got some more shout-outs. Plenty of them. My goodness. Kendall Wright, number 7. Good luck. Love, cousin Lindsay. Thank you. Way to go. Way to go, Paleoc. Pal, as he's in my pal. I like that there. From your pappy watching from Alabama. It's number 2 from you, Mr. Paleoc. Come on, Duggett. Love Aunt Jess. It's a Texan right there. Kendall Wright, number 7. This is your big cousin, O'Brien. Keep doing it big from your boy, O'Brien. I believe that's number 3 for you, Mr. Wright.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for all helping me out with these pronunciations. Some of these names can be a little tricky. Go Drew Larson from Texas. We love you. Love your cousins, Hardy and Avery. Keep the balls rolling, boys. Show them what Midland Pride is all about. South Carolina coming in. Plenty of shouts from them as well. Shout out to Caleb Terrazas from the Warhawks. Let's Bats wake up. Caleb, I believe that's number 4 or 5 for you. You're catching the record. Representing South Carolina well, 2-time World Series champion, Elijah Williams from Hartsville, South Carolina. As Kendall Wright out there makes a beautiful play to rob a base hit and get out number 1 for South Carolina. What a play from the young man out there. He is something. Lots of athleticism from number 7 in blue. Caleb Smith. Paw Smith loves you and is proud of you. Caleb Smith, you've also got plenty of shouts today. I believe that's number 5 or 6 for you. Shout out to Ace Haran. Great job to all the Hudson teams who made it to the World Series. Go Texas from the Laney family. Seems like every Texan has had a shout today. I love this. You're all doing a great job. As a routine play there for the South Carolina infield. As a 6-3 play is turned to retire. Diosdado for the second out. And it will be up to Kane Dugat, who grounds a ball to Chavis at third, who makes the play in time. Great throw over there from number 13, the third baseman. That will end the ball game. The final 16-2. South Carolina wins over Texas. We're going to finish getting these shout-outs in here before we go off the air here. Last one here. Come on, Kane Dugat. Hit that ball. Momo loves you. He did, just not to the right spot. And South Carolina gets their second win of the tournament, defeating Texas 16-2. They are guaranteed a spot in the winner's bracket. And Texas needs a win to stay alive against Florida. They will play later. The winner of that game will move on to the winner's bracket. The loser will go to the consolation bracket. So either way, you continue playing, just no matter what the stakes are. Another shout out here. We are so proud of you, Drew Larson. Go Hudson, Texas. Love your cousins, Jake and Jordan. Thank you, Hudson. You guys have been awesome in this game. I look forward to coming back for the second game today and seeing what you all got. So proud of you, Texas, from Carson 2. Way to go, South Carolina Midlands. The Gouges fans from South Carolina. South Carolina, you all got a good team. Your boys can play. They got a lot of talent for being at such a young age. They look good so far. So that'll do it for this telecast here. Next one coming up is going to be Arkansas and Louisiana. Arkansas did play earlier. They defeated Lumberton. And this will be Louisiana's first game of the tournament in Pool 3. That game will probably start in 25 to 30 minutes. We'll get that posted up on here. But for now, we're going to go off the air. But not before a quick shout-out for JockJive, where JockJive Sports Productions works small events and large, from T-ball to Toyota Center, youth sports to collegiate, audio only to a full-scale production for ESPN. We do it all. To find out how we can cover your team or event, email info@jockjive.com. We'll be back. We'll let you know when the Arkansas and Louisiana game is about to take place. For JockJive Sports, I'm Michael Nauf. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you all for listening.